Welcome back to Deep Dive. Today we have a couple of guests. Would you guys like to introduce yourselves?
Jonathan Alvarez.
Daniel Rodriguez.
Coach Lolo.
Javie.
And today we're going to be talking about whether or not their jobs actually matter in the school. So where do you guys think you guys stand compared to teachers?
That's a loaded question.
Debunk it.
What perspective are you talking about?
In general, like where do you guys, when it comes to teachers, like, you know, when you think of a school, primarily teachers, you know, they run a lot. They do, that's the primary stuff of what they do. But, you know, coaches, sports administrators, like a lot of people care a lot about, like, let's say I'm not going to go to college. I'm not going to go to Harvard, but I'm good at soccer.
I think teachers and us in the athletic department, we all bring something to the table that is equally valuable for all of our kids.
So I think that there are things that I can do that a teacher cannot do. With that being said, there are things that a teacher can do that I will never be able to do. So just like Javie said, we work hand in hand. You know, I make sure the kids are safe and healthy, and the teachers make sure that the kids are getting the education they need.
You don't have to raise your voice against the mic.
Yeah. He's looking straight into that fucking camera there.
No, like you don't you don't need to speak that loud. You killed it. I promise you a teacher can't do that one.
No, teacher will not do that.
They won't.
Now it's so much energy.
No. Actually, no. I know a couple of teachers who have left the school. Like, you guys didn't know what Mr. Knight. For those who know, Mr. Knight, bro, like, he did everything with passion. Like, I love that guy, but he left. He had to go to Colorado.
Nice.
Colorado's dope. But I feel like when it comes to the sports world, like, of school, like, all these people who, like, want to go D1 and stuff, like, they care more about what they learn from you guys. Like, you guys are their teachers at the end of the day. Like, you guys are their back support, almost like their principals or deans. Obviously, they have to go to school and do everything else, but, you know, they see their life in a different way. You want to compare them to the average student. So, like, where do you think that lies?
Well, our student athletes do a lot more than the regular student for sure, right? Because when school ends and they're dismissed, they're not going home and doing whatever they want, right? They can't even go home and do homework yet. Most are going straight to practice or games or whatever, right? So they're doing this extracurricular activity that takes up time, right, away from their education. So the term student athlete, that's what it comes from, right? They're a student first and then an athlete. So they have the responsibility, though, to make sure that their grades, their homework, all that stuff is done. So they almost have more responsibility than the average student, in my opinion, because they have to do more than the average student. And if they want to go to the next level, like you just talked about, then they have to put even more work into it. Because those D1, D2s, even D3s, they're not looking at just your athletic ability, they're looking at a well-rounded student. That includes grades.
Speaking of student athlete, what's going on with those shirts, man? Everyone's trying to buy one, sell one. Everyone's becoming a manager this year.
$100 cash, right?
Why are we selling them for $100, bro?
Are you an athlete?
I have my shirt. I'm a manager. I don't care.
If you're an athlete, you get it for free.
I know, but like, it's this whole frenzy this year about those shirts.
They're nice, right?
Yeah, I mean, I got it for free. I'm not gonna complain about it.
They really want it so bad.
I don't know. I feel like
Maybe them wanting it so bad tells you all you need to know about how athletics is here.
What do you think that now that you mentioned actually a fact that I really like? You said that they do a lot of work, almost better than the normal student what they have to do.
Who said better?
Okay, not better.
Never said better, you said more.
I just said they
Okay, more. My bad. More,
You're
but
participating in extracurricular activity.
Yeah.
Which, in that term already, extracurricular.
what do you think they sit against the IB students who are loaded on a lot of work?
Also, I have tons of respect for the IB students. Tons. It is very hard to do what they do as well. I'm not putting the athletes on top of any of the other ones that have extracurricular activities too. You can count IB as an extracurricular.
I will say though, as a former IB student myself, I do think a lot of the IB students exaggerate because yes, some say, oh no, we have a lot of things, but guess what? You have time to do all those things. So at the same time, I think that some IB students need to learn proper time management skills. Because here's the reality. It only gets harder. You know, if you think in college it gets easier, it doesn't. It gets harder. You need to be on top of your things. So right now is when you make the foundation for those skills.
This is absolutely true. Danny is preaching right now.
Let him cook, bro.
Hey, honestly, I had a conversation with an athlete just an hour ago at lunch. I was thinking about going IB next year and didn't know if she can handle IB and athletics at the same time. And I told her, you just need to manage your time better. It's all about your time management. You can do both easily if you really want to, right? And as cheesy and cliche it is, you can do whatever you want. if you really want to, right? If you put your mind to it, you effort, all that, whatever into it, right? It is true. So if you really want to be IB and you really want to play a sport, you can do both. And you can make it work and be successful easily. We have athletes that are in IB already. And they're doing their grades and they're performing on the court and the field.
Yeah, I think that, like, I don't want to put myself in the chair, but for a lot of students, what the thing is, like, they can't control their time. Like, they just, like, they don't have good time management skills. I think, like, for me, that was the biggest thing when I used to play soccer, but time management was horrible. But now,
something that it teaches you, right? Playing sports.
Yeah, I would
Playing
say
sports and athletics teaches you everything you need to know in life. And I will support that.
Everything?
Everything you learn in life or go through in life, sports will teach you in one way or another. Yeah. Whether it be teamwork and how to deal with coworkers, it's a team, right? How to deal with difficult people, right? When things don't go your way, how to deal with adversity, right? That happens all the time. You got to put the work in, the effort in. You got to have the right attitude, the right mindset. All that stuff goes into sports, right?
That's what I tell my athletes, like, check your screen time and let's see if you are using your time wisely.
Lolo, what's your screen time?
I don't know, 2 hours.
Open your phone.
Let's do it. It's
I'm
always
putting
open.
him on the spot. Lolo, what's your screen time?
How do you find it in Samsung?
The school budget is not going to the phones. Mister, I want my own podcast. Why are we so silent today?
I'm just hearing everybody's opinions and you know, I think that the first question is athletics more important than academics. I think they all play hand in hand. You know, without the teachers, we don't have the students to play the sports. If they don't do, you know, their job of grading papers or whatever, you know, that entails of everything being a teacher, then none of these kids could play a sport. None of these students could be an athlete, student athlete. Now, athletics, it, like Javie said, it helps you learn about how to deal with life. If you're a student athlete through high school, college is going to be a breeze whether you're an athlete or not. Because you're learning those skills of time management, whether or not it's a struggle to learn them. Because, just like he said, you go to school, you wake up at 6 in the morning, get ready, go to practice right after school, get home at like 6:30, maybe 7, maybe even later, depending on your practice game schedule. You have, 1-2 hours to crunch in all your homework. You eat, you shower, what time you go to bed? 10:30, 11, maybe later. Then you got to wake up and do it all over again. So it's teaching you hard work ethic. Commitment is teaching you a whole bunch of things that if you weren't a student athlete, you wouldn't learn as well as a student athlete.
It's of all those traits, man. Like you said, they go hand in hand. Sports teach you all that responsibility. We can go on and on about the terms that it teaches you.
Yeah, no, and I agree completely. Like, now that I'm not doing any sports, like, or at least competitively or with the school or anything, I've noticed that, like, I handle my time so much better between, whether it be between this podcast or anything in general. It's just, it takes a lot of time. And I think that it's something that you can't learn anywhere else. Or you can, but...
What you're doing?
No, I'm talking about time management.
Right, okay.
Time management is something that, like, I think it's a fundamental thing that a lot of people learn way too late.
Yeah, they lack it completely.
And I think that, like, I'm grateful that I learned it because my coach was super strict. Like, I don't think you understand. Like, you know who Coach Godoy is? Have you ever heard of Coach Godoy?
Yeah.
Let me tell you. You've heard? Yeah. Okay. So Coach Godoy is, like, who used to be one of the coaches at the Raw Soccer. And he was top of the line coach. Like, he did the ECNL, the first team, everyone, right? Yeah. And when my coach originally arrived, he talked to Godoy a lot, and, like, he basically bounced off whatever he did. So if we get late to practice 1 minute or anything, you run for every minute you're gone. That's an extra 2 laps. No, it taught me to be on time. It taught me to be more responsible.
Responsible, right?
Yeah.
If you're committed to it, show up on time, do what you're supposed to do, like everybody else. And if you don't, and you don't want to take it seriously, or you don't want to put the time in or the commitment in, there are consequences to your actions, just like in everyday life. Outside this bubble that these kids are in right now called downtown Charter Upper School, there's a real world out there, bro. So these things teach you how to handle those real world situations.
And flowing kind of back to, like, how the school and students and everything were just, do you guys think that, like, you guys get the the support you guys deserve? Like, do you guys think that you guys are appreciated? Do you guys think you're underappreciated?
Absolutely.
Well, how so?
Have you been to our games?
I have.
You have.
I have.
Seen anybody else there? As far as
Not really.
Other student life or faculty, staff?
No, I don't think our school in general has like school spirit.
They don't.
Why
That's
is
the
that?
problem.
I don't know. I think that like everyone is like in their own bubble of like it's not cool.
How would you make school spirit more of a presence here?
See, the way I like to handle it and the way I see it is just to try and get everyone as involved as possible. Because I feel like the more everyone's involved, the better. But it really depends on, honestly, the grade. Because the seniors this year, like, I think the seniors this year have a lot of spirit. 'Cause you know what? I think the way they flow as a group, I think they do really well. I don't see that much in our grade. Younger grades I can't speak upon. But when it comes to sports and athletics, like, I'm the manager for the baseball team. When I tell you, it's bare.
Nobody goes.
Nobody goes.
Is
And
that, now, do you think that's based on because it's just all athletics in general, which it is, because a lot of these games are fair, like you say, or is it the production of the team?
I think
Will people go to games if our team is winning? Is what I'm asking you.
No.
Right. They still probably wouldn't. And that's also a problem. Right?
Yeah, and I think that like something for me that I saw was, and I was actually really surprised last year when you guys went to districts for our boys soccer team, and you guys did the field trip
Now that game, the district final was packed.
because people traveled. People went.
JCB.
Oh no, then what was the one you guys traveled? I forgot.
For states.
Okay, for states when everyone traveled,
Yeah.
that was cool, right? Because everyone went.
But it had to get it took that team and that squad going that far for people to finally realize, oh wow, cool, maybe we should go support them. But why does it have to take that?
Honestly, I don't think it was the team that had to made it. Well, I think it was just like people organized. And, like, I would much rather go on this trip than be at school, and like I think they have fun.
So they'd rather just skip school. They didn't even care about the sport, is what you're saying. They didn't even care if boys soccer went. They just want to skip school.
I was going to say they prefer the
That's
easy
not
grade
practical.
and not going
It's
to
not
school.
support at all.
That's not building a
But
pride,
you know what?
school spirit thing, and we want to try and build school spirit. But the only way to do that is have these kids attend these matches and these games, right? Like when I was in high school, bro, our stands were packed.
Mm-hmm.
They were packed with our friends that don't play sports to come support us. You know what I mean? And whatever they did, however they wanted to go, and they go do whatever they do before the game, right? To make it more interesting, if you get what I mean? Whatever, I don't care. They were there, bro. They were loud. There were student sections. You don't think that our kids want to play in front of their fans and their peers and their teachers? You know what I mean?
I just think that our school, like, or our people in general, like our grades, it's just
It
like
lacks school spirit.
Yeah,
And
just
I
didn't
already
matter.
know exactly why. The first day I stepped here, I already knew there was zero school spirit.
And why is
There
that?
was no even. What you're doing right now is going to be posted on what?
Instagram.
There was no Instagram, pretty much. It was non-existent. You know how people are basically all about the Instagram, right?
Yeah.
Who's going to even know what's going on unless you actually put stuff on Instagram, right? So people see. So that's already a start, right? You got to let people know of the games, the schedules, maybe it's a theme night or whatever, right? You have to pay to get in. But they're not going to find that out from just showing up to school.
And what do you think, like, as a difference, as you're saying, like, compared to other schools, what does our school, like, need? Like, what would we need to
We
build
need
that?
facilities.
You
But
think
that's
that's...
a whole different story.
Do you think that's what we're missing?
That's a whole different topic.
But we have places,
No,
like-
no. We need our own facilities.
Yeah, but...
So what you're saying, all these people, and I'll give you an example too, even some of our student athletes, right? Some of them, that's for example, maybe they want to go instead, they'd rather play at DA. Or they want to play at Divine or St. Brendan. Why is that? Why do you think that is?
I think they see it probably as, like, a better team. Or...
Are they? Because we just won,
beat
we
them
just
all.
went to state, we just won district, we just beat these people. What are we talking about?
It's probably just, like, a bigger school or something like
It's the
that.
brand?
Yeah.
They want to go to an established brand. You know what that is to me? It's a cop-out. That's an easy way out. You want to join something that's already been built way before they got there, and you want to be a number at the end of the line instead of building something yourself and leaving a legacy. They want to just join something that's already been established. There's going to be another person there, bro. And most of the time, they're going to go to these schools because they're good at what they do. Yeah, and they have good teams, and they're going to sit at the end of the bench. Why? What's the point? where you can stay here, build something, like those girls did, like our boys soccer teams, they're like all these other teams are trying to do, and do it for themselves and be the first to do it. Isn't that more? Don't you think that's a little more meaningful?
I think it's a lot more meaningful. Like, honestly, our school has never had something like this where it's free speaking, and like, I'm graduating soon, but I want this podcast to pass. Me and my team have had it. Akon, our editor, right here. We've talked about it. We're gonna leave this podcast in the school. We're gonna find other voices, because obviously, our opinions are obviously shown through this podcast. But hey, who knows? The next people who are sitting in this chair might not have a different perspective.
And it might be the same thing. Maybe you guys pass it down to someone you think can handle it, right? And that kid that goes, nah, man, they have a way better podcast at DA. I want to go to DA because they have a better communications or TV production or whatever it is, right? How would that make you feel?
I think I'd feel like disappointed, because like it's something that me and our team have put so much work in to build,
Right.
for them to
Exactly. Here at downtown Doral, right?
Yeah.
Where you go to school. My problem is you hear these kids, and it's not just here, it's everywhere. They talk about their school and they talk negatively about it. Why? You go to the school, bro. Like, you want to talk negatively about where you go? Then you're just giving that whole, reputation of our school. You're making it worse and worse and worse by your own actions, by saying our school is whatever and our school is this. Instead of saying, no, I go to downtown Doral, what's up? And being prideful of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right?
They say it in a negative way, right? And that just continues this whole like, oh, downtown Doral, whatever, I'd rather go to these other schools. But they're part of the problem.
And actually, we're having a really similar problem right now in baseball. We had a lot of our like star players leave.
And go where?
They went to other schools, other programs. But you know what? Ever since they left, and like we sat down, kudos to Coach Bravo for this. He sat us down, and he gave us the bare truth. And he was like, you know what? We have a lot of people who left, but you know what? That means that all you guys have your time to shine, and we have not lost. We've had a bunch of games up, and yes, students will show up. But you know what? I see those stands, and I see proud fathers. I see proud people seeing that there's a change. And whether or not that's not our students, I think that's valuable. To see the change and to see the care. And I hope that can happen for other teams.
I hope it happens for all of them. It's a process, though. People want instant results. It's not going to happen like that, bro. These other schools that have built these brands think they were immediately good. Bro, how long have we been around here in the school? Athletically and just as a school? 4
Well,
years,
did we
5
not
years?
just hit like 10-year anniversary like or something? I
Yeah,
forgot.
but that's for the whole.
The whole, I'm
downtown.
talking
Oh, no.
charter upper school.
The upper school's only been here. I've been here since the 6th grade. It's been like what?
Say 5, 6 years?
5 or 6 years, yeah.
Bro,
Athletics
4,
is
5, 6 years with no facilities, with no athletics in mind, clearly, is what it looked like, at least, if we're peeling back the onion. Okay? Look what we've accomplished. I've only been here since last December. I'm on my year anniversary right here. And just the last year, what we've accomplished already. That shit wasn't here. Those trophies out there weren't here. We're building something, but it's a process. People don't want that. People don't want to take the time. They want the instant result, and that's why they go to these DAs, and they go to St. Brennan's, and they go to Divines. But they've been around for years and years and years, bro. They've been around for tons of time. They had to have a process, too. They don't see that. They want the instant gratification. They don't want to work for it.
I don't think they appreciate
That's why
it.
this generation, sorry to tell y'all, a lot of you are entitled. You don't want to earn things, you want it to be given to you. We tell our athletes that you need to earn everything. And I get parents coming to me saying, oh, why does this team get that, or this girl get that, or why are they getting shown that? Because she earned that. They earned that. They won that. Why am I going to treat this team the same as that team that won that? Y'all didn't do anything. I'm not a fan of participation medals and trophies. I don't do that.
Yeah, and I feel like, especially with that, like me as a student who I can sit and talk to all of these people, I see that. I've seen it a lot of times. And I think that, I mean, I don't play for anything in the school, but I feel the same way. I'm like, bro, like, what did I do? What did we
Right.
do? Didn't do
Like,
shit.
what makes these people think that they should get the same accolades or same shout out or same awards as somebody that put the time in and actually earned it? You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I feel like they almost like, I'm not trying to talk bad about it, but like I feel like a lot of people, we're not talking about, but I feel like a lot of people,
We're just discussing on
This
the
is a
pod.
discussion on the pod.
yeah. Oh, from now on, we've discovered now that our following is gonna be called the pod. Pot of Dolphins. That's from now on. The Pot of Dolphins, yeah.
Yeah, and I challenge your pot of Dolphins to start building downtown Doral's reputation instead of tearing it down.
No, and you know what we're going to do is to all these people? We're going to start advertising these games because we've talked about our school athletics. So if you go to these games, we're going to find some sort of rewards. You guys can let us know in the comments if you guys want, whether it be like fundraiser or something. We'll make field trips for it. We'll start building the school spirit because we need it.
Support your athletes, man. And in turn, the athletes will support the other people too, man. I guarantee it.
Yeah, I'll tell you something. Senior night, January 9th.
There you go.
Bring 100, 200 people.
Boys and
I
girls,
pay dinner.
back to
I
back.
pay dinner for
You heard it here.
I pay dinner for you.
You heard it here.
Girls soccer coach is going to pay all dinner.
No, for these guys.
You heard it here. Say the date again.
January 9th.
January 9th, boys and girls senior night, back to back. You get to see both.
We're gonna have. Where's this gonna be? What park are we playing at?
Right now, they're on Meadows. If it changes, we'll let you know.
At Meadows that day, 200 to 300. We want this packed.
Pack it, bro. Pack it.
We're going. We don't know what we're gonna give out yet. For now, we have free food, but we're gonna figure it out. I want to see everyone there. And another thing that I was talking about, which is people don't appreciate things. You just got your gym. How do you feel about your gym, man? Finally, you have something.
Yeah.
Look right into the camera.
So, I mean, the gym has been something that we've been talking about for the works. But me as the athletic trainer, sorry, me as the athletic trainer, I always wanted like my own area. Last year, I was working out of Nurse Sally's room, which was very difficult. Not because of Nurse Sally, she's great. It's just I don't have enough space to do what I have to do. There's a lot of things I do as an athletic trainer that people don't understand, like doing evals, doing rehab. It's a lot of movement. You need proper tables for ergonomics, and you need proper space for a proper movement. So now with that little area in the back, which I don't really think we have a name for it, it's just my area, or the athletic training area within the gym. There's a lot more that I can do, and even student athletes are noticing it. We have a lot more, it's called modalities, for example, the electrical stimulation, the Theragun, even the ultrasound thingy, like the wand that I use, all of that falls under modalities. So that gives me a much bigger scope in terms of what I could do as an athletic trainer to student athletes. So, for example, if somebody comes in with shoulder pain, last year all I could really do was cupping, massage, maybe take a look at it. Now I could do electricity. Before games, they could get electricity on their shoulders, get a nice little warm-up, prevent some injuries. So it really helps me a lot having my own little area in the back. And I actually just started the sports medicine club. And, I'm trying to teach kids about sports medicine because I remember being in high school once not really knowing what I want to do, and now I'm really passionate about sports medicine. So hopefully I could teach the future generation of healthcare professionals, and that's kind of the goal with my little athletic training area. Treat athletes and also teach students about anatomy and sports medicine so that they could, excel in their studies and careers.
See, those are things that we've been doing lately, right? Those are things we're adding to make our athletic program even better. The gym, right? That's going to help our athletes get stronger, bigger, faster, right? To compete with these other schools that have had gyms for 20, 30, 40 years.
Do you guys have anything else coming up? Like, do you guys have any plans that are being processed?
There are plans in the works, yeah.
Can we leak anything? Can we leak any?
Let's just say that we won't have to travel very far to go to things soon.
You're hearing it, possible facilities. Another topic I wanted to talk about was, how do you guys think, like, if we have to predict the rest of the season, how do you think we're gonna end up compared to like last year?
Winter?
What do we think? Yeah, what do we think? Like, closing up winter sports, we're gonna go into spring. How do you think?
How's the rest of the year shaping up?
Yeah, how do you think we look? How are we looking?
I think we're gonna be way better than last year. Now, to do what boys soccer did last year is 10 times harder. If anybody's ever been involved in sports and has gone as far as they do, to repeat something like that, to go to a state final,
Back to back
is 10 times harder than next year. Why is that? People know who you are. They give you your best shot every single game, right? You lose players. Everything goes into it, right? It's just harder. So, our boys soccer team definitely has potential to do the same thing they did last year. They got work to do. They know it. Girls soccer has already improved after last year, right?
You guys are on a winning streak of how much? You guys have been winning every game, I think.
We lost the last 4.
You guys lost the last 4?
One of these ones coming, so keep an eye.
You heard it. Watch. One of those are coming.
We'll
But the thing is, it's the improvement from year to year, right? Like we said, it's a process. Last year, girls soccer, were you guys very strong last year?
No. We didn't win a game this
They're
year.
10 times strong. They've already won.
Every game is like what
6,
7?
7 times
Yeah.
more this year than they have last year. Improvement.
No
Where's
more.
basketball? Bro, they're
They're
beating
gonna-
kids too.
I
already.
heard they're doing crazy good.
They're doing a lot better already too.
1,000-point score.
1,000-point scorer JD. Shout out to JD, bro.
Shout out.
Hey, that's hard to do, man. That is hard. 1,000 and not even in 4 years. In less than 4 years. That's an accomplishment.
It's crazy.
That's a commitment that you had to do that, right?
Yeah.
You really got to love what you do and really got to, perform well at a high level consistently. And we have a lot of JDs in all of our sports.
I see that. And now you're starting the flag football, right? Tell me a little bit about that.
So we began flag football for the boys in the middle school. It's a learning process, learning curve. First time a lot of the boys have ever played organized football. The girls' season is coming up in February. That's exciting. We actually changed this year from Adidas to Nike. So it's cool to see, how our brand is growing as well. And I don't want to leak any stuff, but they'll be getting new jerseys. So that's kind of cool to see. So
Officially leaked new jerseys coming in.
First on the pod.
Yeah, we'll do
Hey,
this
the
in part.
baseball team is doing their work too.
It-
You know what the difference is now, though? It's the off-season work they put in.
Oh my God! Don't even tell. I'm gonna give them the credits. I played with them for their They had a little fun last week. They had a home run derby, and they did like. I'm gonna give them the credit for someone who's never played baseball in their lives. Like, I thought it was hard, and that's kind of like when they practice. Like, I help out, and that's something I like. I don't know about if other teams do it in managing. I know that the soccer team, I'm not gonna talk bad about, but you know who you are. They just kind of like sit there and give out their water.
Fired. What's that?
Shut.
Yeah,
If you're catching straight-
in the deep dive, we don't shoot fires.
Our managers are just as important as our players.
Oh no, I agree. 100%.
But
But I think
Well,
that
maybe what
some
you
do
don't-
more than others.
Oh, for sure, absolutely. There are some managers that put a lot more work in than others, but every manager brings something to the table. So maybe what you bring to the table for baseball is, what do you do? Waters, whatever?
No, I actually run drills.
Sick. All right, so you bring that to the table while somebody else is doing something else. Everybody has their own job, right? Their own responsibility as a manager. Now, what you see is one manager not doing anything. Maybe she's doing exactly what she's supposed to be doing. Maybe their presence there, just being there, lifts the team up altogether. You know what I mean? You ever thought about that?
Nah, to be honest, nah.
All right. There's a bunch of different ways to think of it, right? But as long as you're getting the results and the kids are performing, whether it be because somebody's there watching them or not.
Yeah, and I feel that our school, I've noticed it a lot. I think that we're finally getting eyes.
I think that we absolutely, if people are starting to know.
I think we're finally, like, I've been noticing it through what I've heard. Our schools are getting a lot more recognition than what it got before, sports wise. I know that we had Juan P. leave last year, went to Barry, but for the future, not just soccer, eyes. I see a lot of potential and a lot of
Our future is very bright in a
Positive
lot of
one.
sports. Our girls' middle school team, killing it. Our boys' middle school soccer team, undefeated, killing people,
yeah.
right? I mean, all of our fall sports, just this year, every fall sport, in some capacity, advanced to regionals.
That's a
When
good
does that
stat.
happen?
Not a lot.
Has never happened here before, and that's kind of why we wanted to build that weight room. We wanted to show to our athletes how committed we are to their success. It was a project of mine as soon as I got in here last year to build that. We had a makeshift weight room, if you want to even call it that, before.
Yeah.
And now we have something where these student athletes that we have can commit to excellence and be proud of something that they have, instead of having to go to LA Fitness or YouFit or anywhere else. They can come and stay on campus and get better, right? Like you said, bigger, faster, stronger. That's part of a lot of the reasons why in the past we were lacking and kind of not being able to compete with some of the other schools, because they're established. So little by little we're trying to establish ourselves, and it just goes into how much are we pouring into our student athletes, because they're just as important as we are. because without them, we don't have a department.
And they're huge. Our student athletes are amazing. And I can guarantee you that at other schools, they don't have the same type of athletic department that we have here, as far as our motto is one team, one family, right?
Yeah.
How many athletes you see in our office all the time, man? Just coming to talk. Bro, our doors are open for our athletes. We'll always support them. They want to talk about anything. It doesn't have to do with sports. We like to give that support to our athletes. It's that family type of vibe here that we like to cultivate. And we think that leads to results on the field as well, because they know they have our support. We're not just a suit, as they say, right?
Yeah.
Some dude sitting at his desk that doesn't care about the kids unless they go, your grades are good, whatever, and that's about the only interaction they get. Or they don't even go to the games and they just sit in their office all day. Right? We don't like doing that. We like to be a part of the games, like to be a part of the student athletes, like to say what's up to them all the time. Right? Give them their respect, give them their shout outs. And you see that in the hallways, you see it all the time with us.
Yeah, and I hope that we can really turn that love that you guys give into, that passion, into more student spirit between the athletes, between the rest of school. As you heard, we've set our goal for the senior night, 200 to 300 kids. But I just want to give thank you guys for this spontaneous interview slash pod. You guys are more than welcome to come back if you guys have anything to say.
You're more than welcome to come to our office again, bro. Our door's open, you know that.
Thank you for diving.
Thanks for having us at the pod.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.